What if I told you that one secret night just one could flip the entire love and hip-hop universe on its head? What if everything you thought you knew about loyalty, love, and late-night link-ups was a complete lie? Hold on tight, because what went down between Stevie J and Bambi wasn't just shady, it was straight-up criminally scandalous. And guess who found out? None other than Lil Scrappy himself. And when he did, oh baby, he didn't just clap back, he erupted. Think less hurt boyfriend and more nuclear emotional explosion on live TV. We're talking about the kind of night that starts with a quick convo and ends with shattered trust, leaked phone calls, and a broken glass or two. Cameras offshore, but the drama absolutely rolling. What were they doing? Where were they? And why was Scrappy pacing like a man who just uncovered a betrayal so wild even Zeus Network wouldn't air it? This isn't reality TV. This is reality destroyed. Buckle up, because we're about to take you behind the velvet curtains into the kind of mess that makes Jerry Springer look like Sesame Street. And trust me, this rabbit hole goes deep. So, let's rewind this messy little timeline and unpack exactly how the chaos unfolded. Because trust me, this didn't come out of nowhere. Stevie J, the man who can't even walk into a room without dragging a cloud of controversy behind him, decided to take his drama expertise to a whole new level. And who did he rope in for the ride? None other than Bambi, the queen of quiet shade and subtle destruction. Now, these two crossing paths should have set off sirens, but instead, they moved in silence until silence turned into whispers, and whispers turned into explosions. People always thought Stevie was messy on his own, but nobody expected him to partner up with Bambi, who's supposed to be, let's face it, someone's wife. And not just anyone's wife, Lil Scrappy's wife. Or should we say, was. Because after this scandal, ain't no going back to happily ever after. You see, this whole situation didn't just start overnight. Sources say the tension had been building for weeks. Cryptic posts, shady unfollows, late-night tweets that got deleted in under 5 minutes. The timeline was already giving something ain't right, but nobody had receipts until now. Now, we got leaked audio, we got anonymous insiders, and we've got enough text messages to light up group chats from Atlanta to LA. The story starts on a night that was supposed to be business, allegedly a private meeting about some brand deal or music collab. But since when does Stevie J host meetings at penthouse suites with mood lighting and closed curtains? Since never. And Bambi? Oh, she didn't walk in like it was business. She walked in dressed like someone who already knew what was about to go down. Ain't nobody taking meetings in velvet heels and bodycon dresses unless they're expecting more than a handshake. The building security even noticed. Yes, that same anonymous source who claims he accidentally heard everything through the door while doing his rounds. And what he heard wasn't just music beats or contract negotiations. It was tension, laughter, flirting, and then, silence. The kind of silence that says, we're doing something we shouldn't be doing. Meanwhile, Scrappy was reportedly across town, completely in the dark, thinking his wife was attending a basic work session. Poor man even posted a selfie with the caption, grind mode, completely clueless that his marriage was grinding itself into the dirt. And if you thought the night ended there, buckle up, because what happened after that alleged meeting is what sent this whole situation spiraling. Not even 24 hours later, a burner account on Instagram drops a blurry, zoomed-in photo of Bambi stepping out of that same hotel alone. Hair messy, shades on, phone glued to her hand like she knew she'd be getting calls. And the kicker, Stevie J left through the back. Real discreet. But the internet is undefeated, and people quickly pieced the timeline together. Enter Lil Scrappy, who, up until this point, had been playing the loyal husband role, defending Bambi through every public feud, every criticism, every sideways comment. But once the image leaked, so did the DMs. We're talking receipts, screenshots, of conversations where Bambi allegedly texted Stevie things like tonight was unexpected, but needed. And Stevie replying, you already know what it is. Let's keep it between us. Between them. Yeah, right. Between them and the entire Shade Room comment section, apparently. Now Scrappy's phone is blowing up. Cousins, producers, fans, even enemies, sliding into his inbox saying, you seeing this? And he did. He saw it all. And the way insiders tell it, that man didn't just get mad, he snapped. He was seen leaving the studio early, smashing his phone, and pacing in the parking lot, talking to himself like a man who just found out his world was fake. They said his voice was shaking, his eyes were wild, and he kept repeating, I knew it. I knew they were on some weird asterisk T. This wasn't just cheating. This was betrayal, strategic, well-timed, and delivered like a cold plate of disrespect. And what does Bambi do in response? Go quiet. No Instagram story. No cryptic quote. Just silence. That's how you know it's real. Meanwhile, Stevie J's camp. Oh, they're loving it. Posting smirking selfies, tweeting y'all mad at the wrong one, and basically dancing on the grave of Scrappy's patience. At this point, public opinion is spiraling. Fans are divided, some calling Bambi a traitor, others blaming Stevie for preying on vulnerable women in messy marriages, while a small pocket of people are just here for the drama, popcorn in hand. But no one expected what happened next. Because Scrappy didn't stay silent for long. Nope, he went live. A shaky, emotional, unfiltered IG live where he sat in his car, eyes glassy, voice cracking, and dropped bombshells no one was ready for. I gave everything to that woman, he said. I defended her against my own mama, my people, everybody. And this what I get. He didn't name Stevie directly, but he didn't have to. The subtext was loud, real loud, and the internet lost its mind. Twitter threads, TikTok breakdowns, YouTube commentary channels all went into overdrive, dissecting every word, every facial expression, every pause. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it did. Because a voice note leaked, a 14-second clip of what sounds like Stevie J's unmistakable voice, saying, "She said you don't treat her right, so she came to someone who could." Whether it's real or edited, who knows, but perception is everything, and the timing was deadly. Scrappy allegedly went ghost after that. No calls, no texts, just disappeared from the public eye for 48 hours, which in internet time is basically a full year. During that time, rumors exploded. Some claimed he'd left the city. Others said he was with lawyers. A few even swore he was seen outside a therapist's office because, yes, the betrayal was that deep. And here's where things started shifting from scandal to serious. People close to Scrappy began leaking details that suggest this wasn't just a random hookup. No, this might have been going on for months. Hidden meets, unexplained trips, and even a joint business account that linked Bambi and a shell company allegedly tied to Stevie's manager. Suddenly, this wasn't a love triangle. This was a blueprint of betrayal. And just when that narrative started to take root, someone came forward, a former assistant of Stevie J's, who anonymously posted, "Y'all think this is just about sex? Nah, this was planned. This was business mixed with pleasure, and Scrappy was collateral damage." Collateral damage. Let that sink in, because what started as a single blurry photo has now unraveled into a full-blown conspiracy involving manipulation, backdoor deals, and emotional warfare. And the worst part? It's not over, because what Scrappy found next, that was the final straw. According to multiple anonymous sources, the same ones who seem to be everywhere and nowhere all at once, Scrappy somehow got access to Bambi's private phone. No, not the phone she posts Instagram selfies with. The other one. The one labeled under a random name in her iCloud backup. And baby, when I tell you what was in there could set fire to every love story ever told on reality TV, I'm not exaggerating. Voice notes, deleted photos, screenshots of conversations that didn't belong in a marriage, they were all there, including one image that showed Bambi in the exact same outfit from that hotel night, holding a glass of something suspiciously bubbly, with Stevie J's unmistakable silhouette in the background. If that wasn't enough to make your stomach flip, let me remind you, this ain't no green room hangout. This is supposed to be someone's wife, someone's family, someone's ride or die, acting like it's girls' night at the bed after party. And the worst part, the timestamps matched perfectly with the night Scrappy thought she was at a meeting. Imagine believing your wife is out building a brand and instead, she's building betrayal with a man known for wrecking homes like it's his full-time job. And just when Scrappy was trying to process that, the receipts kept rolling in like a bad dream you can't wake up from. Texts about money being moved quietly, flights being booked under assistant names, and this cryptic message from Bambi to Stevie that said, and I quote, "It's almost done. He won't see it coming. He won't see what coming." A divorce. A financial ambush. A betrayal so layered it could have been ghostwritten by Shonda Rhimes. We don't know. But we do know Scrappy saw enough. Enough to make him call up producers and demand they pull footage from security cameras. Enough to send legal paperwork flying. Enough to make even his own friends start looking at Bambi sideways, and that's when the internet went from curious to absolutely obsessed. Comment sections turned into Reddit investigations. Fans started breaking down airport footage, matching outfits from IG posts, and even analyzing background noises from those leaked voice notes. People turned into digital detectives overnight, and baby, the case they were building made the FBI look lazy. But while the fans were piecing it together, Scrappy was reportedly confronting Bambi head-on. One insider says the fight got so bad that security had to step in during filming. Cameras weren't even supposed to be rolling, but someone accidentally left the mic on, and what that mic caught screaming, glass breaking, and Scrappy allegedly yelling, "You played me for him." Of all people, him. It was the kind of heartbreak that hits you in the throat. The kind where it's not just about who lied straight to your face while pretending to be loyal. And Bambi. According to one source, she just sat there, silent, not a tear, not a denial, not even a word. Which only made Scrappy angrier. Because if you've ever been betrayed, you know silence hits harder than excuses. Now let's talk about Stevie J. Because of course, while all this was blowing up, he wasn't hiding. Oh no, he was thriving. Posting thirst traps with captions like king behavior, dropping cryptic quotes about snakes and loyalty, and even going live from what looked suspiciously like the same suite from that night. Coincidence? I think not. It's almost like he wanted the smoke. Like he was feeding off it. Like this wasn't a scandal, it was a rollout. And honestly, if clout was currency, Stevie J would be swimming in private jets right now. Meanwhile, Scrappy was reportedly reaching out to legal counsel. Not just for divorce, but to investigate where his money had been going. Because yes, this gets even deeper. Sources claim Bambi and Stevie were working on a side project months ago, something involving an entertainment venture and discreet investors. What they didn't count on was Scrappy digging into the financials. What he found was a trail of expenses he never approved, accounts he never opened, and a shady transaction list that could make the IRS raise an eyebrow. And let's be real, when money and betrayal mix, it's no longer just a relationship issue, it's war. And Scrappy, he's ready to fight. But here's where the plot thickens even more, because someone close to the situation, and I mean very close, dropped a voice memo on a gossip blog claiming to be from the night everything exploded. In it, you can hear what sounds like Bambi saying, "I didn't want to hurt him, but I had to choose me." Then Stevie replies, "You already chose. He just doesn't know it yet. Let that sink in." That's not an affair. That's a strategy. That's betrayal delivered with a bow. And while fans were eating it up, Scrappy was reportedly gearing up for the biggest move of his career at Talal. Yep, a full sit-down, cameras rolling, truth spilling, and no NDAs in sight. Insiders claim he's already been approached by multiple platforms, all ready to cut the check to let him speak his truth. And you better believe when Scrappy speaks, it's gonna shake tables. Meanwhile, Bambi's silence has turned into selective posting. One day, it's a spiritual quote. The next, it's a luxury handbag. The next, it's her pretending like the internet didn't just discover her second life. Classic PR distraction tactics. But nothing's working. The streets are talking. Fans are choosing sides? Even castmates are getting messy. One Love and hip-hop alum went on Twitter and wrote, "Told y'all years ago she was sneaky, now y'all see." And still, no statement from her camp. Nothing from Stevie J either, just more smug grins and cryptic posts. Which tells us one thing, they think they've won. They think the worst is over. But oh, it's just getting started, because just when everyone thought the fire was dying down, a new leak hit the web, a series of emails between Bambi and an unnamed investor, discussing how to separate finances discreetly and stage a media pivot. One line read, "Let Scrappy unravel first." Sympathy wins headlines. That was it. That was the moment fans realized this wasn't a messy fling, it was manipulation from day one. A setup, a trap. A long-play betrayal executed by two of reality TV's most cunning players. And Scrappy was done. Done playing nice. Done crying. Done staying silent. He started calling people out by name. Dropped hints on IG Live about people smiling in my face while stabbing me for contracts. Said he'd been lied to for years, and not just by Bambi, but by people he trusted behind the scenes. The fallout was nuclear. Production crews scrambling to reshoot scenes, lawyers making phone calls, brand sponsors backing away quietly, because nobody wants to be associated with this level of messy. And just when it seemed like the flames couldn't burn any hotter, a third party entered the chat. Someone Scrappy used to date. She came forward, Not with accusations, but with support. Said she saw the signs, years ago. Said she tried to warn him. And now, she's back in the picture, which only adds another layer to this already out of control narrative. Are they reconciling? Is she the rebound? Or is she part of Scrappy's revenge arc? No one knows yet, but one thing's clear, this story isn't over. In fact, it's entering a brand new chapter, and the next twist is the most explosive one yet, because what Scrappy does next, it won't just be personal. It'll be public. It'll be public. And not just public like a passive-aggressive Instagram quote or a deleted tweet kind of public. No. This is scorched earth, take no prisoners, destroy everything in sight public. Word on the street is Scrappy's legal team is already gathering paperwork, not just for divorce, but to launch a full-blown audit into every financial transaction tied to his name over the last 3 years. Why? Because he's convinced this wasn't just betrayal of the heart, it was financial sabotage. And what he's uncovering, straight up jaw-dropping. Apparently, there's evidence suggesting Bambi may have been siphoning off money into separate accounts, some of them linked to dummy LLCs, allegedly coned by one of Stevie J's associates.
Yep.
Same Stevie who's been parading around like a king while this man's entire foundation is being ripped apart beneath him. And when this kind of betrayal gets exposed, it doesn't just ruin a marriage, it ruins careers. Brands are panicking. Production companies are terrified. Everyone who once smiled in Bambi and Stevie's faces is now scrambling to hit unfollow before the screenshots start flying. But Scrappy, oh, he's leaning in. He's not trying to protect anyone anymore. Word is, he's planning a raw, unfiltered video diary series, no edits, no background music, just the uncut truth, where he'll be exposing every lie, every manipulation, every fake business deal, and every person who played a role in what he calls the ultimate setup. And he's not just doing it for himself, he's doing it for the fans. For the people who watched him get dragged for years while staying loyal to someone who clearly had other plans. And while Scrappy's side is getting more organized by the day, Bambi's camp is crumbling. Her PR team allegedly pulled out. Sponsors quietly ended their deals. Even a rumored haircare brand collab disappeared from her bio overnight. And why? Because now, audio recordings are leaking. Not just of Bambi and Stevie, no. These are conversations between Bambi and other insiders, where she allegedly talks about how to spin the narrative, make Scrappy look unstable, and control the story before it gets out of hand. Unfortunately for her, the story is already out, and it's out of control. People who were once neutral are now picking sides. And most of them, they're standing with Scrappy. Even celebrities, yes, big names have subtly weighed in. One rapper reposted a clip of Scrappy's IG Live with the caption, "Real men don't deserve that." Another reality star simply tweeted, "Wow, just wow," which, in scandal code, is a clear indicator they're watching this go down like the rest of us, with shock and disbelief. But this isn't just gossip anymore, it's a cultural moment. A cautionary tale about fame, false loyalty, and the games people play behind the scenes. And what really pushed this over the edge? The lawsuit, rumors. Allegedly, Scrappy's team is exploring defamation and emotional damages. Why? Because some of those leaked conversations and text messages suggest Bambi may have deliberately planted false narratives about his mental health to justify her moves behind the scenes. And if that's true, oh, she's not just losing followers, she's facing serious repercussions. Meanwhile, Stevie J has remained smugly silent, at least in public. But insiders say he's sweating. Because when Scrappy's team started reaching out to banks, accountants, and mutual contacts, that's when receipts started surfacing. Receipts that tie Stevie directly to funds that should have never left Scrappy's account. And baby, if that trail holds up, we're not just talking about emotional betrayal. We're talking fraud, embezzlement, legal heat that could scorch Stevie all the way back to obscurity. And while all this legal chaos is brewing, Scrappy is rebranding in real. He's not the heartbroken husband anymore. He's the man who finally woke up, dropping bars in the studio, posting gym selfies with captions like "built from betrayal," taking control of his image, his story, and his future. Fans are rallying. Behind him, the narrative has flipped. And Bambi, she's now the face of a scandal she thought she could control. Her latest post, a makeup-free selfie with the caption "Healing in Silence," was met with comments like "Should have thought about that before you schemed. And you weren't silent in that hotel suite though." The internet does not forget it. And Stevie J's petty behavior isn't helping either, still posting cryptic songs and old footage of him living it up. He's proving that if arrogance were currency, he'd be a billionaire. But even his energy is shifting. Behind the posts and smirks, insiders say he's avoiding certain cities, canceling appearances, and going full ghost on people he used to call friends. Because he knows. He knows the narrative is turning, and fast. He knows Scrappy has the upper hand now. And he knows the truth always finds a way to the surface. And just when you think it can't get any worse, enter the mother. Scrappy's mother, known for never biting her tongue, went OF in a now deleted Facebook Live. She said, "I told that girl years ago, don't play with my son. And Stevie, he's always been grimy. They both gonna feel this karma." She didn't say names, but the tone, the shade, the energy. Unmistakable. The internet snatched it up, and suddenly Mama D was trending. Memes, reactions, edits, her speech went viral. And so did the message. The world is watching, and the receipts are rolling in. And here's the final twist. The cherry on this drama Sunday. Scrappy isn't just planning a tell-all. Word is, he's in talks with a major network for a mini docu-series working title. Unscripted. And guess what it's about? The rise, the betrayal, and the fallout. Real footage. Real emotions. Real consequences. And according to early reports, he won't just be telling his side, he's bringing receipts that the public hasn't seen yet. Screenshots, deposits, emails, behind-the-scenes clips that were never supposed to air. He's not coming to play. He's coming to burn it all down and rise from the ashes. And the world is here for it. Fans are already counting down. Blogs are refreshing their homepages hourly. And Bambi and Stevie, they're silent. Because what can you say when the truth is louder than your lies? What can you post when every comment is a reminder of the person you pretended to be while you orchestrated someone else's downfall? And as the dust settles, only one thing is clear: Scrappy may have been broken, but he's coming back stronger than ever. And this time, he's got the truth on his side. The lies are exposed, the masks are off, and the receipts, oh, they're just getting started. So now that the smoke is rising and the receipts have spoken louder than a courtroom confession, what do you think? Is this the most cold-blooded betrayal reality TV has never prepared us for? Did Bambi mastermind a silent takeover while smiling sweet for the cameras? Did Stevie J once again prove that chaos is his love language? And is Scrappy finally stepping into his villain origin story or his redemption arc? Because let's be real, this scandal wasn't just TI, it was a full-blown boiling pot with the lid flying off. We're not just watching drama, we're witnessing reputations implode in real time. Loyalty getting auctioned off for attention, and a man finally standing up after being played like a storyline. And the crazy part? This might just be the beginning. You already know more leaks are coming, more voices are gonna speak up, and more truth is waiting to shatter the internet. So don't just sit there gasping in silence. Let your voice be heard. Drop your wildest theory in the comments. Who do you think is lying? Who's really pulling the strings? Should Scrappy forgive or finish them? And while you're here, don't forget to hit that like button like it's a breakup text. Smash that subscribe so you never miss the next truth bomb. And ring the notification bell so you're the first to know when the next secret slips out. Because around here, we don't just spill tea, we pour the whole kettle. Stay tuned. It's about to get even messier.